I'm here with Vincenzo Borelli, that's right?
That's right, Dave, yes, yes.
And Vincenzo, you've been with Cadac for
4 months, taken on the role of International Sales Manager. So yeah, it's been great 4 months. Learning curve's been really steep. Getting to know people, to get them to understand who Kadak are, certainly in a different marketplace from where we were before.
Yeah.
Obviously Kadak starting in theatre and making sure that people understand in the live market, the AV market, houses of worship, universities, that Kadak has a name for quality and nothing else but.
Okay.
And launching our new products at PLASA.
So the new products they're concentrating on here is the CDC-8.
Yes, this is going to be our flagship product for at least the next 2 to 3 years. What we found, Peter Hurl, one of the main design guys, the guy who brought this whole thing to the fore, realised there's a place in the market for something that is actually just a live console with none of the extraneous bits on that distract people from doing their job properly. What we found on here is what looks like a completely uncluttered screen is actually the most informative screen in the marketplace at the moment. There aren't things that look like knobs when they don't need to. It's just an information giver, quick, precise, nimble, as we've discussed in a couple of our press releases. It just makes sense to have something that any engineer that has an audio background of any description could get to grips with this desk with no real effort. There aren't hundreds and hundreds of hidden pages. Everything you see is everything you get. But it's not limited by that fact. So we've got 128 inputs with a 48 bus count, of which 8 are fixed in LCR and monitoring and stuff like that. But we have a 40 bus floating option as well, so we can make auxiliaries, stereo auxiliaries, groups, stereo groups and matrix, all from the same principle. And it just, as I say, it makes sense as a desk.
And we've talked to Bob Thomas, Kadak, in the past about moving into the world of digital. Kadak, obviously a very analogue company,
yes,
and known for the J-types and big desks, as
yes,
you say, in the theatre. But my impression is that a lot of that analogue working has been lovingly converted,
recreated, absolutely, absolutely.
In the digital.
Yeah, the whole principle is that we can't lose the Kadak identity and brand, not just in looks, but also in the way that we approach it. It has to be right. We get it wrong now, it'll be wrong forever. So we've made sure that all the algorithms are there to simulate the EQ curves, the dynamics, the gains, as close as you can. You've got to remember that no matter who makes what digital board, we're still converting a brilliant analog signal into numbers and then recreating it and turning it back into an analog signal at another stage. There will be a change in that perspective no matter where you are in life, but we have lovingly kept as close to that as possible, but hopefully with future in mind. Yeah, we're not just restricted with what we feel is the right desk. I know that as people come up with new ideas that are refreshing and useful to us, we can apply them to this because it's such an open-ended architecture. It's a brilliant idea and a great concept. And the team, I've got to say, the team on the CDC-8 have just been fantastic. They've got it to the PLASA show in such short time, and we should be ready to get this out in around December time.
Okay. Now the 8 is not a number of channels, I think it refers to the number of sharks.
I think originally we were under the impression it had 8 sharks. It's actually got 16. So okay, it's giving us a range of products. So if we start the CDC-4 and the CDC-8, we can insert another desk in the middle, or maybe a couple of 4, and then we can maybe go backwards or even greater than the CDC-8. So it's just giving the brand identity right across the board. So we start off with 2 digital desks, and we could end up with 3 and 4, depending on where we want to slot them.
Right. So the digital console marketplace is very busy. It's very crowded, in fact, some would say, and it's not an easy place to try and sell a product if you're coming to the game. Well, at this point, I would say.
I agree.
What are you going to do to make your mark?
Well, what we're bringing is simplicity, but with more control instantly. You know, it's got to be fast. The one thing I've seen with all of the digital consoles, and I like them, I like a lot of them. You know, I won't mention names because I don't feel it's right in this position, but there are a lot of desks that I would buy out there. But what I would say about this, I could give any audio engineer this desk and within 5 minutes they know exactly what's going on, and they don't have to remember special codes and button presses to get at anything. Everything is out on this massive touchscreen, so you can see by the size of the buttons there's no way that, you know, even with my fat meat hooks, that you could miss an off key. It just does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Equally, getting into everybody's mind about the Kadak quality line all the way down, superior sonic quality. We are only aiming it at people who understand what sound is. We're not giving you more. This won't make your latte, it won't wake you up in the morning. It will just give you a brilliant sound instantly without any of the pain and the stress of trying to learn lots and lots of different languages. I can operate most digital boards in this world that we've got at the moment, but you have to really think about where you are at any one time. I don't. I've only played with this for 10 minutes. I never even got a chance to play with it at the office. I am now the king of this, and I've only been playing with it for 4 days. So, but equally, the guys from CUK, who are our UK distributors, one of their top guys, he was on it. He's been showing people around it for 3 days, and he's just as well versed as I am. There's no trick to it. It is a seriously simple piece of kit, but with nothing missing. That's the key. No extra fat. Lean as you like, but does exactly what we want to. So what we're doing at the price point, it's a killer desk. Between 45 and 50,000 pounds, you've got a control surface here that is easily as good as anything twice its price, and definitely 20 times better than something half its price.
Right.
Yeah.
Vincenzo, mille grazie.
Thank you very much, prego.